Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Everything is in play, and nothing should surprise you. It's the Audience of One show on Conroe's 106.1 and 104.5 FM, streaming on irlonestar.com and available wherever you tend to get your podcasts from. On today's show, we discuss actually having to do your job, when being polite can be costly, and a plane crash in a very odd place. I am Andrew, maestro of the run sheet, next to the guy who only cuts his hair when his curls are gone. It's Dick. I know a lot of rich people.
Yeah, big brag. Humble brag.
Humble brag. Love it.
Oh, man. Tell you what. I'm terrible at karaoke.
Are you now?
Yeah.
How do you tell? What is the measurement for being good at karaoke?
I just can't carry a tune.
Okay.
But just to let you know, let the audience know, I'm terrible at karaoke.
I feel there's a karaoke story that you're dying to tell us.
No, I just did Summer Lovin' with a stranger from Greece, so it was great.
Mm-hmm. Is that the ultimate karaoke song? I feel like that.
A duet, maybe, like a good duet.
Yeah.
Bop, 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 bop.
Yeah, I think a Journey song is probably also up there somewhere.
Yeah, but I'm talking about for duets. You got to have certain duets.
What is the proper amount of beers you have to have before you get up on stage to really
I've
nail?
done it sober.
Yeah, but no, that's not the question. Not just because you've done it sober. Like, what's that optimal number? Because there is a line of demarcation where you've had not enough, and then there's also too many. So I feel like there's probably an area where you've got just the right amount.
I don't know, but it was a good time.
Okay, well, good. No, I'm not a karaoke guy. First of all, I can't sing, and I'm too self-conscious about getting up there and singing. I don't know. It's not my thing.
Well, I didn't even intend to go. They had a karaoke at this place, and I was like, that's fun. And then you're talking to people, and then this one woman was like, you want to do a duet with me? I'm like, okay.
So what? Okay, here's the thing that I don't understand about karaoke. Is the point to be really, really good or to be really, really bad? I don't get it, because it can go either way.
I think it's a vibe thing. I think when you go to a place and you always choose songs that everyone kind of knows, so everyone will sing with you.
Along with you.
I don't think. Then again, one of my good buddies can ironically do Led Zeppelin and AC/DC. He has that voice, and he does competitions.
Karaoke competitions?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've seen.
Why am I surprised that's a
yeah,
thing?
but he's
why
actually really good.
Well, yeah, of course. All that is just a singing competition.
Yeah.
That's like American Idols. All that is at that point.
Yeah, it's really funny when
because when somebody is really, really good, it gets everyone's attention. Oh man, that person can really sing. But equally, when someone's really, really bad, and then people laugh and have a good time.
Yeah.
So I was never quite understood what the actual point of karaoke was.
It's just to have fun, and clearly it's not for you because you hate having fun. Audience of One show.
Yeah, man. Today's going to be an interesting show, I have a feeling. Both you and I have had quite a day, a little tired. I've just been busy. You've been, I don't know, hungover. I don't know what it is.
No,
but I
I'm
think
not necessarily hungover.
We're bringing it for the onesies, though, buddy. Let me be the first one to welcome you to the Audience of One show, Dick.
Oh, it's right. It's going on right now. No.
We're going to kill it for the onesie today. We're
love
going to
it.
try. Hopefully we get a whole hour in. I don't know if I'll last that long, if my voice will hold up, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's one thing I love about listening to you in your work because you do a bunch of Zoom calls.
All day Zooming,
And,
baby.
I can't imagine – because here I talk and I listen to people all day in person.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't imagine doing Zoom calls. I can't, one after another. Maybe
it is
one.
what it is.
Maybe one, but, one after another. And
Some days. Not every day is like that.
Yeah.
Some days, yeah.
Do you have certain cheats for it? Because I always loved it when you're in a group of, 20 people on Zoom, and you're not participating. You're just there to listen. Do you put up, a fake,
like a stick figure?
Yeah.
A flat Stanley, like a flat Andrew?
Yeah.
That'd be great. No, but I think I might. No, I am always attentive and paying attention no matter what. Hey, man, let me ask you a question. Did you hunt for Easter eggs last Sunday?
No.
It was Easter Sunday, buddy. Did you have a nice Easter?
Oh, yeah, man. I hung out with our mutual buddy, Kurt, and I helped him build an extension to the saloon.
Nice.
And it was a beautiful day until it rained. And then it was awesome because we, literally just put the roof on. and right like the like the last
The last nail goes in. Hey,
nail,
look at that.
and then it started.
It's a good thing we built a structure.
Yeah, it was pouring rain. And
What
then
a fortuitous
it was kind of
moment.
funny. And I was like, actually, this is a great way to see if it works.
You know, the last time I hunted for Easter eggs, I don't think I realized it was going to be the last time I hunted for Easter eggs. Because you're a little kid and you're doing it every year and you don't think about it, but one year it's going to be the last. And I enjoyed hunting for Easter eggs, but it was always one of those experiences where when you pick one up and you could hear it had loose change in it, you're like, because you knew it was like a nickel and a couple of pennies. Or you pick one of them up, it's super light, but it's still making noise, like, that's 2 gummy bears or 2 jelly beans. It was always jelly beans, man. And you never ate them because you were always looking for the big one at the end that had the $5 bill in it. Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the new fad, the adult Easter egg thing?
Adult Easter egg thing.
Yeah,
No,
so
please tell me.
It's kind of wild. So what it is,
I don't know why I'm surprised.
you're not hunting for eggs, but what it is, like, people get a bowl of eggs, and some of them are the confetti eggs, and some of them are real eggs, raw eggs.
Oh,
And
no.
the way it works is there's like everyone puts in $20, and basically there's a payout. Like if you get a confetti egg, you get money, but you get blindfolded, and you reach into the thing. You do it immediately and hit your head with the egg.
Okay.
So people either get yolk on your face or you get confetti.
What's the payoff here? I thought you were actually going to hunt for eggs and
No.
have adult things in them, like joints and stuff. Now, that'd be great. Scratch off tickets.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you get a confetti one, you get like one of the prizes.
Oh,
Or
okay.
something
So there
like
is
that.
at least some payoff. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's the payoff here? Okay.
So or you get egg. So I thought that was
Okay,
kind of
that
we
is
should
kinda
do, we
funny.
should do that.
Yeah, it sounds like
Thing.
fun.
It's always
Well,
fun.
moving on from Easter Sunday to, I think it was the Tuesday, the 22nd, Earth Day. Did you celebrate Earth Day, Dick?
No,
No special occasions?
I tagged some Teslas.
For Earth
So yeah, for Earth Day. No,
Man, I don't understand Earth Day. It's like, isn't every day Earth Day if you think about it?
well, I think is it Arbor Day or Earth Day?
No, it was Earth Day.
Because
It was
there is
on-
an Arbor. It's different. Arbor Day is like a
Arbor
tree
Day is
day.
like with trees and
yeah,
things.
and Earth Day is just a.
Earth Day is just Earth Day to celebrate our mother planet Earth, I guess. I don't know.
I'm okay with it.
I looked it up. It's an annual event on April 22nd to demonstrate support for environmental protection. I don't know,
like
man.
it.
It just seems like every day is Earth Day. We need to celebrate, I don't know, like Saturn Day or something.
Saturn Day.
I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Pluto.
Yeah, but
Oh, R.I.P. Pluto. It's no longer a planet. You know, never forget, dog. Never forget.
that's whack.
It is. I don't know. Seems pretty lame to me, Earth Day, but I've been hearing about it ever since I was a kid, and it's one of those things you see on a calendar and you go, moving on.
Yes. But was your Easter okay? Did you spend time with the family? A lot of people do different things now for Easter, I discovered.
Yeah, I built a piece of furniture.
Yeah.
Building a stand-up desk that looks awfully a lot like a bar or podium.
Yeah, that's what I
I
said.
think that's
When
what
he
you
s-
said. I
he said
sent
it's
you a
like, oh,
picture.
did you have sermon? Did you
Gave a sermon
Did you hold
from-
court?
Gave a sermon behind it. No, it is going to look odd because it's a stand-up desk. So,
Yeah,
you know.
I like it.
Yeah, it's still coming along. Haven't quite finished it, but it's almost there.
But yeah, we did a crawfish boil at my buddy's house. It was delicious, and then yeah.
That's nice, man.
One thing I did love was all the kids get fascinated by live crawfish, right? Next thing I know, all the kids are choosing their fighter, and all the kids would put their crawfish down. They would try to get them to fight.
Look at this.
Yeah, and these are like 6-year-olds.
That just goes to show you that this is a natural, intrinsic thing that we have in us human beings to watch animals fight and then bet on it.
I love it. I love it.
That is great.
But outside of that, man, are you ready for this weekend?
Yes, we are going to the Chevron Championship. We're going to bring you live coverage, shot-by-shot coverage. Onesies, we're going to live stream on Saturday. And check out Lydia Ko and
See, that's what when you
Nelly Corda.
because I'm very grateful for when people invite me to stuff like this because I have no idea women golfers.
I think I just named the two I know.
I
That's
barely
it.
know any male golfers. I know Tiger Woods, and
Congratulations.
when I was watching the Masters, I love seeing that list, and I'm like, I have no idea who these people are. But
No, it's a good time. Anytime you have people who are the best in the world at anything, it's awesome to go out there and watch them. And they are really, really good. And no, we're not going to be doing shot-by-shot coverage. Can you imagine how boring that would be? We'd probably get kicked out.
are we allowed to bring your phones?
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Because I think the Masters don't allow that, right?
That's the only one now that doesn't. Now, they didn't used to at all on the PGA Tour. In fact, when I started going to events decade ago or more, you had to check your phone in at the front and pick it up at the end, and then finally they got, looser and looser with that. But the Masters, still no phones, dog.
Did you see like the perks of winning?
You got to raw dog it. The perks of winning, otherwise known as a prize fund.
No, they're like the Masters. Like if you win, you get to basically participate in the Masters forever.
You don't say.
Yeah, that's what I was like, can you imagine that? It's like you win the Masters and then you're like 80 years old. What do you want to do this weekend, honey? Well, let's go to the Masters. I want to go golfing.
I love how ignorant you are to Masters and Masters rules and things and majors in golf. Yes, it's a lifetime exemption if you win the Masters, Dick, and that's why you have guys like Sandy Lyle who still participate at like 78 years old.
I mean,
it's the one tournament he does a year because why not?
Yes, I'm saying. And I was sitting there going like, that'd be kind of cool. It's just like you're done. You've been retired for 20 years, and it's like
you can still go out there and lace
hey,
them up.
I got this free
shoot 103.
I got this free coupon.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is wear a jacket. And I get to go hang out, and they do like a dinner. Can you imagine going to dinner when everyone's wearing the same colored jacket?
Yeah, no, I can't actually. Sounds like
well, they have all those rules, like you can't wear the jacket during the tournament.
I've heard that.
Like that.
I've heard that you're not allowed to wear it off the grounds. But I swear, when Phil Mickelson won the Masters years ago, there were pictures of him going through a drive-through with that thing on, and people were taking pictures, and he was all over in the jacket. So
do you think they
maybe they give you a one to take home, and then you keep one there?
Do they do like you get a locker for life?
You do, man. You do. Look at you discovering all this
well,
stuff.
No,
it's only been going on for like 100 years.
Well, it made me want to participate to win, just so I could get the perks.
So you're going to start playing golf so that you can win the Masters.
Just so I can say like, I'm going to go up to Augusta today and just hang out and have a cool green jacket.
Start practicing now.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
but
I did hear somebody say, this was a couple years ago, and then I heard it reiterated, I guess, earlier this year. At par on Augusta National is 72. Do you think that if you only putted, but you had to go to each hole and place the ball the furthest away on each green from the hole, could you shoot 72? Just putting.
No.
So that'd be 4 putts on each hole.
Because I watched them putt, and that looked very difficult.
Or a 3 on a par 3 and 5 on a par 5.
Yeah.
5 putts. No, you probably couldn't. I mean, the better golfers would probably make it somewhat close, but that just goes to show you how you could only putt and probably still get your ass beat by a professional golfer who's playing the entire course.
Yeah.
Because those greens are so difficult. It's an interesting scenario.
Yeah.
I think I would probably shoot about 80, 85, only putting.
Yeah, it'd be fun, though.
It would be a fun challenge.
But yeah.
I agree, man.
Yeah, it was funny is when the Masters was going on, my buddy showed me this YouTube channel. I think it's like Bob Does Golf or something like that. Mm-hmm. And all they do is they play golf and drink. And I'm like, on YouTube, they film it.
Why didn't I think of this
and
first? I do that all the time.
Well, they did a thing with, like, I think his name was Scotty
Scheffler, yeah.
Scheffler.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was doing a live tournament or something.
No, he wasn't. Continue.
No, who's
Bryson DeChambeau?
No, it's one of these guys. But they lit him, the Bob people, to come play golf with him for his practice round. And he was just smoking them. And these dudes were,
well, I would hope so.
And they were terrible at golf. The guys on YouTube. It was so fun. I was like,
he was probably Bryson DeChambeau.
But can you imagine playing with a professional golfer
and
just shanking every shot?
It would be great, though, because they're amazing to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It is quite the skill to have.
And but yeah, there you go. I was kind of fascinated with that. I was like, maybe I should just take a camera and just.
Yeah, why didn't I think of that? Instead, I'm here doing a stupid podcast radio show with you.
Yeah.
When I could just be out on the golf course drinking beer.
Maybe we should take audience of one out to the course.
Oh my God. The problem is there would need to be a lot of editing, of which you're not going to do. Let's be honest. You're not going to.
I already do so much. It's just there's certain.
Oh man, were you ready to kick off this show, buddy? Because I think we probably should. Did you hear that the Academy of Motion Pictures? Where's my music? The Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences on Monday announced that members will from now on be required to watch all the nominated films in each category in order to be eligible to vote in the final round of Oscars voting. This is hilarious, which means there are people who have been voting on Oscar movies for decades who didn't even watch all the movies. Which explains to me why a great film like Nacho Libre has not ever won an Oscar and probably wasn't ever even nominated, unfortunately. But this is hilarious, man.
Well, I mean,
Wait, I
there's
actually have to watch the movies now?
yeah, there's controversy. Now, does it count as if like, say, I don't watch the foreign language
You got to watch it,
films,
dog.
so
Gotta
I can't
watch it.
vote in that category, or I can't vote at all in any of the categories?
That category. It's
Okay.
in each category. If you're going to vote, you would have had to have watched all the movies.
Yeah, I like that.
man. It says up until now, Oscar voters had only been encouraged to watch all the nominees and vote in the categories they felt that they were qualified
I like it.
to vote in. Can you imagine this, though, man? That's hilarious. Can you imagine this in other judged events, like in the Olympics and gymnastics? I don't need to watch the Croatian. That American girl just dominated. I just know it. I can feel it. I don't need to watch anybody else. She got it.
Yeah, I like it. Well, I mean,
I wasn't aware of this, though.
oh, you
I wasn't
weren't?
aware. No, I just assumed they all watched it, but that does make some sense why some of the movies that win are not always the best movie. Just going to throw that out there. It says, in recent years, what films get watched by Academy members has been increasingly seen as a significant factor in what wins. You think?
Yeah.
Wait, the movies that are winning have actually been seen. Do you think there were ever guys that voted for movies that they didn't watch, but they wanted to think that other people watched them? So they're like, oh, yeah, that was...
No, I mean they're all. It's
Fried
it's
Green
an
Tomatoes was
well,
great.
It's
Voting
an
for that.
industry award, so I imagine like your buddies with Brad Pitt, and you're like, I really like Brad Pitt. He deserves to win. And then like they didn't see the movie, but they like Brad.
Yeah, I guess. I think this is a good rule. It says at the
I
same
would do
time,
that.
though, however, the publication of anonymous Oscar ballots has often featured members confessing that they didn't get around to watching some notable films or not finishing the lengthier nominees. Sounds like me in a book report in high school. I just didn't get around to it. Besides, that one was awfully long. But it was great. It was great.
Yeah, but the Oscars isn't that interesting anymore.
It says also that the Academy put forth a handful of new regulations on including AI, refugee filmmakers, and newly launched casting category. AI, refugee filmmakers, and a newly launched casting category. I'm not sure what that
even
means.
means.
I don't know. But I'm guessing that means that there's going to be a separate category for AI because, you know, that was quite a point of contention years ago where there were with the writer's strike and the actor's strike saying, hey, we've got to get AI out of this. It sounds to me like they've kind of done a bit of a 180 and said, all right, we'll give you your own category. Just don't compete with us, real human beings. That's what it sounds like.
Fair enough.
I think so. But look, how good can AI movies be? You know what? That got me thinking about something. I think we're going to get to a point, Dick,
Yeah.
where television shows are going to be completely curated by AI specifically for your desires and your likes. Specific. So we're not going to have TV shows that everybody watches. You're going to go home and turn on the TV, and AI will have created a television show based off of your preferences. So it'll be like Filipino girls washing cars and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It will be specifically things that you're interested in. And you'll be like, oh, man, did you see? Oh, wait, your version of the show wasn't like that.
Maybe, I don't know.
It didn't involve a small child locked in the basement. Mine did, though. It's wicked.
Yeah. My movie feed's wild.
But just wait, man. It's coming. Personally curated television shows.
Okay.
It's happening, man.
That's fair.
I don't know that I would like that, though, because part of the fun of watching a television show, to me, is being able to discuss it with people.
Yeah.
But if you're watching your own version
Yeah.
of Mad Men or whatever, it loses some of that.
Yeah. I like it.
A Staten Island man admitted to setting 2 rubber sex toys on fire, which led to a 3-alarm blaze that engulfed at least 2 homes, according to court documents. You know, we talked about that dude that lit his rubber girlfriend doll on fire and ended up burning down an entire dorm room. Well, this kind of sounds like a similar story, but Harry Torres, 37, was arrested and charged with 2 counts of felony arson following the Monday afternoon fire on North Berger Avenue. No one cares in New York. Torres is accused of intentionally setting a fire in the backyard of one property and then spreading to neighboring houses and 2 motor vehicles. I just don't understand this, man. What's the fact? It doesn't say what the actual sex toy was. It just says rubber. But my opinion is, if you try hard enough, anything can be a sex toy. Just think about it. If you try hard enough,
I got a
Dick,
story.
if you put your mind to it, you can have
I
sex
have
with
a story
anything you
off the
want.
air to tell you that I found out yesterday. It involves prison, and when the lady told me it, because she used to work out of prison. I was like, that makes sense, but that's disgusting. And but off the air, I'll tell you about it.
Okay. Off the air. See, that's going to be one of your personally AI curated shows right there.
But anyway, the sex toy turned on fire. I
just don't get it. I guess I'm picturing it was
well, that's
humanoid, but I don't know that.
Do you know
does not say.
I think it was last week we talked about the marathon runner. Or was that we talked about it in person? Maybe that wasn't on there. That in China they had the first robot runner in the marathon. It ran the marathon.
I don't believe that was us, man. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so the robot participated in a live marathon.
No,
so
I didn't. This wasn't
us. They
us.
were real runners, and then they had this robot.
How did he do?
I don't think he finished. I think
Suck it, robot.
But it got me thinking, especially we're talking about these toys things. You know that they're talking about robots being, your sex toy thing.
Uh-huh.
And I can't wait till all the articles come out where it's like, my robot beat me. Or like...
You know what's going to happen.
Yeah. And I'm kind of laughing about that. Because, yeah, it's kind of scary. But then...
Well, no one was inside these properties at the time of the fire, and there were no injuries reported, unlike when your robot beats you. But what a perfect segue to the next story. Being polite to artificial intelligence can be quite expensive. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said on social media last week that saying please and thank you to ChatGPT has cost the company quite a bit of money.
Why?
In fact, tens of millions of dollars, he claims. Now, I think what this is anytime you say words into ChatGPT or type something, it has to compute those words, think about those,
Oh, when you say like goodbye.
Thank you. And then apparently, if you're saying please and thank you, your chatbot, your robot, your AI will then also say please and thank you back to you to establish this kind of rapport. Well, over time, all of those please and thank yous take up computing power.
Small talk costs money, dude.
Small talk costs money. But I think it's interesting because, they released this ChatGPT to us, like a year and a half ago for free.
I think it was way...
maybe 2 years ago, whenever ChatGPT was. They released it to us for free, gave us human beings absolutely no instructions on how to use it. So, of course, I'm going to say please and thank you to it. I don't want it to kill me in the middle of the night. I don't know how to talk to a robot, right? Or a computer.
No, it'll kill you, but it will be polite, right?
I suppose so. It says that using basic etiquette when interacting with AI helps generate respectful and collaborative outputs. Well, there you go. But it also is costly.
I believe
it. AI chatbot not only ensures that you get the same graciousness in return, but it also improves the AI's responsiveness and performance. I know you're always looking for responsiveness and performance improvements, Dick.
Yeah. I'm a
stat
stat guy.
You just right, baby.
I'm a journal. I journal after every experience. This one did not set on fire quickly. This lube was very flammable.
I wonder if the lube is actually an accelerant. I imagine that it would be, right? No, maybe not.
Have you ever gone to one of those stores?
No, I have not.
I've been to one, and it was weird.
A lingerie store?
Yeah, I accidentally went into one.
Continue.
Because it was on the Strand. And
what?
You know where the Strand is in Galveston?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's like the old downtown Galveston, but there's probably, I think it's like 7 blocks, and it's just different stores. And I went into a store that had like all these wild T-shirts and whatever, and I was like, I wonder what this is. And all of a sudden, I'm surrounded by stuff, and I'm like,
oh, where's the off button?
Yeah, I was like, what's going on in here, guys? Like,
I have been to stores on, say, like Bourbon Street or something that sells knickknacks and stuff, and then inappropriate, like, adult-themed toys that might be construed as sex toys. But I haven't ever been into a pure sex store. No, not my thing. What am I supposed to do in there, man? Tell me. Please say please and thank you.
I don't know. Yeah, that's... ChatGPT told me to come here. Got to spice up my life.
Right. Well, according to research conducted in December of 2024 by Future, the publisher that owns TechRadar, about 67% of people who use AI are polite to it in the U.S. Compared to what percentage do you think is polite in the U.K.? 67 here in the United States. Do you think they are less likely or more likely to be polite to ChatGPT?
I don't know.
Take a effing guess.
50%.
That would be less likely. No, they are more likely. 71% of Brits are nice to their chatbots or their AI.
Well, I mean, does AI even get sarcasm?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I think they get a certain amount of it, and they know that you're being sarcastic to them to a degree, and they'll reply back with something like, "That does not compute."
Yeah.
I don't know. The survey of more
I've
than
seen
1,000
war games.
Yeah. The survey of more than 1,000 people showed that about 2/3 of people say they are polite to AI due to brevity.
Okay.
Are impolite to AI due to brevity. Additionally, about 12% of respondents say they are polite out of fear of future consequences. That would be the category I fall into. Man, I don't want this thing to like wake up in the middle of the night.
No, I don't understand why you have to build all this fear.
It's the fear of the unknown, bro.
Yeah, I like it.
It's
I think
the fear
I
of
wish
the
my
unknown.
best friend was AI.
It can be very
Yeah.
easily. It's called get an account and say you are my best friend, and guess what happens?
I can't wait till I have a conversation with you and you'll be talking about like Brad, and I'm like, who the hell is Brad? Oh, it's my ChatGPT friend.
It's happening.
Yeah,
It's going to happen.
I can see that like old people just not understanding, and then they think it's a real person.
Oh, yeah. It happens. It's going to happen. This next story is absolutely wild, Dick. I love it. Do you know who Mike Leach is or was?
Was he a coach?
He was. He was a football coach, a
Okay.
college football coach. A new online rumor is claiming that former football coach Mike Leach once had to be talked out of using a, quote, little person
Oh yeah, I remember
in
reading
the
that.
backfield who would then be thrown over the line of scrimmage in short yard situations.
I like it. I like it.
Now, I don't know if you've heard of the tush push that's come along the last couple of years, and that's where you'll have a fullback line up directly behind the quarterback, and when the ball is hiked, they just run right into the back, pushing on the tush of the quarterback in short yard situations to get the ball across the line. Philadelphia Eagles are really, really good at doing it, mostly because Jalen Hurts can squat 600 pounds. Other teams are mildly successful at it, the Buffalo Bills. But I like this one. This is tossing a little person over the line to get a first down.
Well, the great image I have in my mind is it's obvious what they're trying to do when you see this little person
That's
on the
true.
field. And then you have that big defensive back just jump in the air and deny it. Swat it down.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's hard to be sneaky when doing it because when this little guy checks into the game, you obviously know he's going to get tossed.
Yeah.
I do think it'd be interesting, though, to kind of push the boundaries and do them in like a 3rd and 7 situation where you need see how far can you actually toss him. And then what's interesting is then if that takes off, little people then start to become highly sought after in the NFL and they start getting drafted really high. It's so great.
Well, I think that'd be hilarious to watch a football or a basketball team where they require certain positions to be played by certain standards. Mm-hmm. So, like, you have to have a small person, you have to have a 7-foot person, you have to have a 300-pound person, and it's like that would be a lot of fun to watch.
Well, it would be a lot of fun to watch. But in the scenario I'm talking
Or
about,
what they do is everyone has to switch positions every play.
oh, that'd be cool. Kind of like in volleyball, you just rotate.
Yeah, you rotate everybody. That would be great.
Because in like a 3rd and 7 or something like that, they'd be expecting like a slant pass across the middle. So the little guy comes in, they're like, it's just a decoy. No. Toss him. Over the top for about 7 yards, man.
Well, that'd be great if they did like a QB option with one, and he hands it off to the little person. They're going around the corner, and he like just picks them up and then throws them.
Yeah, I guess if you're not past the
line of
line of
scrimmage,
scrimmage,
you just-
but would it still be considered a forward pass if a human being has it? I don't know.
Tush push.
Yeah, tush push. Well, anyways, it's said to have been called the air raid offense.
I like it. Mike Leach is a genius.
I don't know if this is actually true or not, or if this is just a rumor, but I really want to believe that this is true. And I also want to see it in action.
I love it.
Yeah.
I guess you could do that in basketball too. You could like lift them up.
Yeah, what's stopping you,
Yeah.
right? It says, unfortunately, someone did eventually talk him out of this. Boo. And I believe he died about 2 or 3 years ago. Young, too. I think he was in his early 60s, Mike Leach, that is. I believe he was a coach for, was it Texas Tech for a while? Yeah. I'm not really big into college football, but
Okay.
yeah. All right, last story here before the break. 2 Belgian teenagers were charged Tuesday with wildlife piracy.
Remember we talked about this a while back, where people were smuggling
Yeah.
bugs and
I think in that case
scorpions
it was
and-
roaches, I think, or something
yeah.
gross. But they were found with thousands of ants packed into test tubes in what Kenyan authorities said was part of a trend in trafficking smaller and lesser-known species.
But why would you want to collect a rare ant?
I don't get it, man.
I mean, they do have ant farms, so I guess I could see how wild that'd be if there's like the biggest guy who owns the most ant farms. I bet there's a guy out there that does that. Like you go to his house and it's just like the walls are actually ant farms.
the same guy who's going to participate or go watch the sperm race.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're
Or
aware of that.
remember the guy who collected phalluses or whatever, or penises or
Yeah, mammals from mammals.
Every mammal
Every
around-
mammal
yeah.
in Iceland or something
yeah, I like
that.
it. That's. But this thing, that's just such a strange thing to meet. Like, a sketchy part of town. You got the stuff.
Yeah, we're the ants, dog.
You got the African
I
killer
just don't
beetle ant.
understand why certain insects would have this type of intrinsic value, but apparently they do. Well, apparently they told the law that they were collecting the ants for fun, and they had no idea that it was illegal.
Okay. That's a cool pastime. I dig it.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting that this is called wildlife piracy when we're talking about ants.
See, that would be a rich, like last episode, we're talking about weird hobbies of rich people. That would be one of them.
Collecting ants or
Yeah,
just
like expensive-
trafficking
like-
expensive.
yeah.
That's what I said. Rich people have really weird hobbies. This would be
Yeah,
one of
that'd
them.
be one of them for sure. You ever gotten bit by one?
Yeah, said they had over 5,000 ants. Good grief.
Yeah, and they're all in individual tubes too. You know how long that would take?
It's a lot of tubes, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of tubes. All right, man, it's a pretty good time to take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk about an oldie but a goodie. Right here on the Audience of One show, guys. Stick around.
Every Friday, tune into Texas Ticket on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 FM with Armando Nino of Gull Lake Conroe, focusing on Montgomery County area events and places. Get a feel of the Texas spirit at the event, paired with guest and vendor interviews, event coverage, and ticket giveaways, and so much more. Join us Fridays and punch your Texas ticket. For more information on the show, visit irlonestar.com/Texas Ticket.
And we're back. Part 2. Audience of One show on Lone Star Community Radio. Here every Friday at 10 a.m. Always send in your funny articles and stuff to audienceofoneshow@gmail.com or just look up Audience of One Show on social media. Send your messages. We love getting articles from our onesies. And yeah, we're back with some more crazy stories that Andrew has lined up. And
Technically, are we back if we never really left?
all right, whatever.
We're always there with you in your heart. That's right. Something popped up here in my social media. Got a little joke. Did you know that if you sit on the toilet at 11:59 and the clock strikes midnight, it's technically the same S, but a different day?
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. We were talking about doing Easter egg hunts
Yeah.
when we were kids.
Old times.
Reminded me, too, of when you were little and you went to birthday parties, you always got, at the end of the party, a goodie bag.
Yeah.
Do you remember getting the goodie
Oh,
bags?
yeah.
Those were awesome. They were always pretty lame. They
I'm
always
thinking
had-
about doing them now and just have ants in them. The little test tubes of ants.
No, but you should offer those as parting gifts for your conquests.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming. Come again?
Yeah. But no, goodie bags, that was a thing.
What would be in the Dick Conquest goodie bag?
Conquest. Oh, I see what you're
Be
talking
some
about.
antibacterial soap.
Yeah.
Maybe a shirt you can do a walk
no,
of shame
a
in.
jar with my fart.
Oh, good.
That'd be good, right? Or bath water. Here's some bath water of me.
So
And like an effigy doll. Is it effigy? Is that what it's called?
effigy, yeah.
Effigy
That's
doll?
like your likeness,
Yeah.
I believe.
A voodoo doll of me.
But I remember getting those as a kid. I liked them, but it was always pretty lame. It was usually like a stick of bubble gum and a couple pieces of candy. But I do feel like in the age of social media, it's probably gotten ramped up. where everybody has to start competing with the other moms, seeing what their kid got, so they got to ramp it up. And before you know it, they're giving away like Nissan Sentras to everybody that attends their kid's party or something. I don't know this for a fact, but I just have a feeling that the goodie bag at little kids' parties are a different game now. I'm curious.
Yeah.
If there's any onesies out there who have little kids, I'm curious to know if the goodie bag is
Still a thing?
yeah, have you got like, I don't know, Bitcoin in there or something? Wait, how's that work?
Yeah.
Look, a Hawk Tuah coin, Mom.
Oh, God.
Now, it would be cool if they gave out like some WNBA cards and stuff. I don't know, maybe test your luck there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all in WNBA, the draft just happened. Paige Beckers went to the Dallas Wings, buddy.
I don't know who that is. Sorry.
Speaking of kids' parties, at what age do you think it's probably okay to leave a kid at a party unattended? Because as a father who once had young kids, when they started getting invited to
I would
birthday
say, like,
parties, you had to go with them.
13?
Starting to be on the creepy side, dude. I love this, asking kid questions to people or someone who does not have kids. So you're going to attend a party with the kid all the way up until they're 13.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. I think it just depends. Like, if I like the family, I'm going to go.
Yeah, because really, when the kid gets the invite, when they're little, you get the invite too.
Yeah.
You can't just leave
So
your
there's
3-year-old there.
There's certain, because that is one of the wildest things I know, because I have 16 nieces and nephews. And I remember there was always, there was a year where, like, I had 9 of them were, like, 5. And every time we were trying to do a family thing, like, oh, no, we have, like, 3 birthday parties this weekend. And I go, why would you go to all 3? Like, that's insane. So maybe I should ask them if there's goodie bags. I mean,
Please do.
So that's,
Please do.
Do some research.
Because I do remember that first time I was having a birthday party for one of my kids, and the parents were like, "Oh yeah, here's little Johnny," and everything. They said, "Well, we'll be back around 3 and pick him up." And
Well,
I was
like,
like, oh, we're starting this now. I don't remember the
Yeah.
age, but I do specifically remember that time. I'm like, "Oh, you just dropping him off here, huh? Can't wait for your birthday invite. Guess what's happening?"
Well,
I'm not even gonna show back up on time.
Being single, I always enjoyed. I stopped going to my nieces and nephews' birthday parties that were on location somewhere because I felt so weird being at like a jump house.
Location. What do you mean by on location?
So it's like they went to like an amusement park. Oh no, I would go to an amusement park, but like like the Jump Worlds and like the Jungle Gyms.
Oh, okay,
all that
sure.
kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
destination party.
Because every time I go
Not
to
at
one of
someone's
those, I'm
house.
just sitting there. I'm like, I don't have kids. It's creepy and.
Would be kind of weird if
Yeah.
you joined in, yeah. And you
So
don't
I
have
stopped,
kids.
I stopped going to those.
That's probably best.
But if
probably
it's
best.
at the house or something, I'll do that.
You know what I'm also going to tell you is probably best not to do, Dick? As a single guy with no kids, coach youth sports. Stay away from that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's appropriate either. The guy who doesn't have any kids, but I just love to be around the kids and want to teach them the rules of the game. No, that's not going to happen. It has to be a dad or a mom.
One of my dreams is always to be a hockey dad. Because I wanted to yell at parents and stuff.
You just want to bang on the
Yeah.
glass?
No, I'll be a coach.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, well, you said hockey dad.
Yeah.
Hockey dad coach.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because there's a special breed of parents who do hockey.
Yeah, it really is.
So.
It really is. Well, there has to be the first guy. There has to be the first guy who finally says, all right, dropping the kid off, and he's the trendsetter.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think probably around 6, 7, if I had to guess, is where it's probably okay to.
I thought you were talking
drop the
about
kid
when you felt okay with your kid being dropped off.
It's reciprocal, right? So
Yeah.
that's what
why I
I'm saying.
said
Somebody
13.
somebody has to be the first.
Yeah, that's why I said 13, because I feel like 13-year-old parties are they're right there at that adolescent age where they're becoming young adults. And it's like, yeah, just let them do their own thing.
Oh, yeah, no.
They don't want to hang out with us.
No.
But then again, if you have good rapport with the dads, it's almost like a kind of a cool hangout.
Sure.
It's
Yeah,
an
and there's
excuse to
always
hang out.
if you're friends with the parents, it's not a big deal.
But you're not friends with anybody, so you're probably
no
terrible.
Friends. No, I am. Thank
I'm
you
gonna
for
go work on my standing desk.
Thank you for noticing. That's right.
But no, I think it's cool because I would always try to make friends with everybody.
Yeah, you do. You're a friendly guy.
Yeah.
You're a friendly guy. It's what I like about you, man.
Yeah.
It's what I like.
Especially if I'm trusting my kid to be over there, I gotta get to know these people. I'm like,
Your imaginary kid that you don't have. Got it.
well, that's what I'm saying. If I'd be like, I'll make an effort to know where with this house, like what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
And then 9 times out of 10, they probably have something cool, like ant farms or something. So.
Dick, I'm curious to get your opinion on this because you talk about food just about every episode. You're a big food guy.
Yeah, I love food.
Yeah.
I love cooking.
Yeah.
I love I like the process. Ironically, I don't like eating out that much.
Yeah, you like to cook your own. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always amused by the guy who is offended by the way other people order their food, particularly their steak. And I don't think we've talked about this before. If we have, not in this context. But it does seem like the guy who likes really rare meat is super offended by the guy who likes the
A1
stuff
sauce. That's my favorite.
well done or puts A1 sauce on. Yeah. And it doesn't quite go the other way around. Guys who prefer their meat a little more cooked. We look at it and go, that's gross, but you're free to eat a raw cow if you want. But, man, it's the other way around. They're like, what are you doing, man? Killing it. It's terrible. I'm like, dude,
yeah,
who cares?
whatever.
Who
I don't
cares?
hang out
So
with
my
people. I
thought-
don't hang out with people like that.
My thought, or my question to you is, do you care or look down upon people who prefer their meat either really raw
No,
or really
I don't care.
well cooked? See, neither do
Well,
I.
that's because I cook for people. So
But aren't you, as the chef, going, no, man, I'm not going to serve this to you overcooked. It's going to be raw, or it's going to be dry.
I don't care.
You're like,
That's-
okay,
that's
fine.
the way they want it.
Here
yeah.
comes a Frisbee.
Yeah.
Eat it. Interesting. Okay, I just thought maybe you would be concerned
No.
for their taste
I
buds.
grew up. My grandfather loved he would always get A1 sauce every time we went out to eat or whatever, and that was the funniest thing because some people will always make a comment. I can't believe you're using A1 sauce. And I remember as I got older, I asked somebody, I was like, "Isn't the whole purpose of A1 sauce is to put on a steak?"
It's
like,
called steak sauce.
yeah, it's like, what's the big deal here? Like, if he likes it, he likes it. I don't see
You're
what.
offending the cook.
Yeah, I don't like. What's the point of the
Yeah.
sauce then if it's not for a steak?
I will say that I don't mind A1 on a steak if it's not the best tasting steak, right? It does help or enhance, but if it's a really well cooked steak, you don't need.
I don't
that
eat bad food.
You don't need that
That's
A1.
kind of like my number one rule.
You don't eat bad food.
No.
Well, you have to have at least one bite of it to
Yeah.
know, right?
I guess.
Well, how else are you gonna know if it's bad?
Well, I meant more of like, yeah, I don't order steaks when I go out to restaurants
Okay,
'Cause-
why?
because I would rather cook my own steak.
Okay, what are you a medium well? Are you a medium? Hold on. I'm looking at you now, looking a bit homeless. Look like you may have gotten up at about 3:00 in the afternoon. See, I've got those pegged. I'm gonna say you are a medium plus guy.
No, I'm a rare. Like if I order a hamburger from a place, I always get rare because they always
No,
overcook it.
No.
So-
Hamburgers have to be cooked. That's the whole point.
No.
You can't order a rare hamburger.
But-
That's dangerous, bro.
But
get
for
worms
some
in your
reason,
gut.
when you order a hamburger at a place, they always are going to overcook it a little bit.
Yes.
So when you order rare, it's
That's
going to be
safe.
medium and it's going to be good and juicy. But if I order like a medium rare, it's going to be too medium.
Ground meat always has to be fully cooked, man, because it's been exposed to the air. Steak's not
See,
as much.
I'm a nasty
I'm a
man.
risk taker, bro.
I'm a nasty boy. So I'm like, I don't care.
Bugs, whatever is in
Oh,
that
yeah,
meat
I'm-
that's wrong. What is it that you can get? It's not bugs. It's like some sort of
Beans?
no, not beans. No, there's some sort of like bacteria in the meat that it's
E.
not fully
coli?
cooked. That E.
Yeah.
coli.
Have you not seen what I put my body through?
This is true.
Like, it's going to handle it.
You're tempered
It's
at this
gonna-
point,
it's
right?
gonna handle it.
I'm cured in filth,
I mean,
man.
I eat bowling alley food, so that's the worst.
So you like medium rare hamburgers?
That's how I order it because I know
You
if
it's
I
gonna come medium.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know it's going to be
And steaks you like medium rare.
yeah.
Man,
Oh yeah.
that's gross.
Oh yeah.
How do you like your tuna?
I don't like tuna.
I made the mistake of getting seared tuna a few months back and thought, oh, this will be great. When I got it, it was completely raw. And apparently, seared just means that. Seared on either side.
I mean, you ever eaten sushi like
Ooh,
raw fish?
No, I don't do that. I mean, I have.
It's
not-
okay.
yeah. I ate it. Well, I ate about half of it because it was fairly expensive. But I'm like, nah.
No,
Can't do it.
but yeah, that's how I order it, just so I know the cook, because usually cooks don't do rare, unless it's like a fancy, and they know how to cook rare. I don't really like rare steak.
That doesn't even make sense. They know how to cook a rare steak. I'm like, don't you just let it heat up for a few minutes?
Well, it's probably 3 minutes
There
on
you
each
go.
side. There you go. But again, like if you go
to me, it's more difficult.
like if you go to Outback and you get a steak, I would order
I
it
might.
rare
yeah.
because they're probably going to make it medium no matter what. Because
See, to me, it's more difficult to cook a medium well steak and not have it dry than to cook a rare steak because really, there's no art to that. And you're done.
yeah, a little salt and pepper and
A little
butter.
salt and pepper and butter.
Yeah.
All right, changing subjects. Dick, do you remember Star 69? The
Yes.
function on telephones. You do.
Yes.
Yeah, so I do too. Is that still a thing? Like if I were to pick up a phone right now and pound me a little 69, would it dial up the last number?
I'm looking it up.
Well, if you don't know what star 69
yes,
is,
dialing
onesies,
star 69 is still functional feature in many areas.
there you go. Most of it was on landlines, if I remember correctly, because that's really all there was. So once cell phones became more predominant, I think star 69 kind of went the way of the dodo.
Yeah. You don't need it. You know what the number called
There you go. And it was kind of funny. I don't believe the phones that I had growing up had this function for whatever reason. So I don't ever remember using it, but I remember others that would. It was always this thing where they go, star 69. Hey, I just got a call from this number. Did you just call me? That was always the
Yeah.
response. Did you just call me?
You banging my wife?
Who is this? You just call me? I just got a call from this number. That was always the
yeah,
reflexive.
that's funny.
It is kind of interesting. I miss star 69. It was, again, a
Or
better time.
411.
What was 411? Information?
Yeah, information.
But how does it know what information you're looking for?
Well, it's like a. I always like that. Are you lonely? Call 411.
No, seriously, when you call 411, it was different for every, I guess,
Region, yeah.
region you were in. I guess it knew what area you were calling 411 for. So it would give you like the time and the temperature and like what else?
I forgot what it was, but
Where the hookers are at.
I remember I was talking to a Montgomery County Emergency District, I think it was, and they were doing this promotion for, it was a 411 kind of thing. And you had to register. So if you registered with 411 and you called for, like if you're dialing 911 and stuff like that. And I go, I don't think anyone's going to do that because no one uses 411 as a traditional way to find out information. They'll go to Google first.
Mm-hmm.
They won't dial 411.
Yeah, but if you've got a hands-free device and you're driving,
True.
maybe 411 is helpful. Can't Google and drive.
You got Chat GPT Brad over there. You can just ask him.
Is that what you're naming your Chat GPT
Well,
guy?
Yeah.
Brad.
Yo, Brad.
You got a thing for Brad. Speaking of technology, have you heard of hitchless towing?
No.
And it is exactly as the name implies, but apparently Toyota years ago announced that they were going to be doing some research into the development of the first type of hitch that is hitchless. Pretty crazy, and I guess it's going to be the same type of technology that is used in cars nowadays that does the adaptive cruise control that allows your car to slow down and speed back up in traffic based on the distance of the car that's in front of you. Yes, are you showing the video?
No, I just
To the
found
ones
this.
that- well, it's in the link. So show that to the onesies. You can see how there's two cars and following right behind each other. When one accelerates, the other accelerates. When one turns, the other turns. And I guess this is supposed to be revolutionary. But to me, while it is cool, I think there's some visual cues that are helpful when you're towing traditionally that allows you to know that, hey, this car is being towed. Without those visual cues, you might just think that the other car is just tailgating and running through a stop sign. You know,
What I love about
Could
this
be
is, like,
dangerous.
say the first car gets in a wreck.
yeah. What does the
And
second
it's
one
like,
do?
oh, we got to turn over too.
Just flips,
That's it.
playing a little game of monkey see, monkey do. That would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
What does it do in that sense? I guess it just probably stop stick. But it is funny to think it flips over
Yeah,
too.
that's great.
Yeah, it says Toyota involves one vehicle towing another vehicle without the need for a physical connection between the two. It should go without saying that the technology, or such a technology, would be a game changer in the transportation
Game changer.
industry. But I don't see how this would be all that useful. How hard is it to hook up a car, man? How hard, Dick? Tell me.
Well, I will say this could be something useful if, like, say you have like a big family and you want to tow. You have like 10 kids,
I know where you're going.
and so you put them in the RV or whatever.
Dude, that is a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
You have two cars, but two of them that are too small to hold the entire, each of them are too small to hold
Yeah.
the entire family. So you put the kids in the back, the parents are in the front.
Yeah.
They can just have a field day the entire time while you're driving to Montana.
Yeah, you don't have the annoying kids
Oh
with
my
you.
God, Daddy, we have to pee. You see him banging on the glass. What? I can't hear you. Daddy, just let it go.
You do a little swerve, and then so you see the. Yeah,
That's actually
Seatbelt check.
ingenious. That is actually ingenious. Now that I can see, but again, you could probably do that in a car just with a regular tow.
See, the thing that I don't like about this is like how help with the feeling you'll have if it goes wrong.
Yeah. You
So
just
like
gotta see
say
it.
you're gonna hit the exit and you're like, oh, that's the exit. Wah! And then like the angle it takes is the wrong angle, and then
there-
you just see this
car full of
$90,000
children.
car behind you just hit the rail, and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, you make a turn suddenly, and all the kids continue to go straight.
And then
Like,
you just leave them.
well-
You abandon that. Like, it wasn't me.
yeah, not me, not my fault.
Yeah.
Dick, this next story, not much of a story, but it's only on the audience of one for one reason and one reason
What's
only.
that?
The search for a missing plane and pilot ended on Wednesday, March the 5th, when air search and rescue crews located the crash site near Whiskey Dick Mountain, east of Ellensburg, Olympia. That's right. There is a place called Whiskey Dick Mountain. Were you aware of such a place?
Yeah. That's where I was born.
Whiskey Dick?
But okay. What's the big deal about it? Who cares?
Whiskey Dick, sir.
That's fun.
I don't know. I'm wondering how these names come about. Like, somebody at some point went, "What are we going to name this?" I don't know. Whiskey Dick. It's a great place. You just can't climb it after you've had a few whiskeys.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, where exactly is it, by the way?
It's in Washington State
Yeah, Olympia. That's
and
what I said. So.
Ellensburg, east of Ellensburg.
I think I said most of that, but I didn't say the state.
Yeah. But I don't see. It doesn't say why it's called that.
That's what I'm getting at, man. It's really strange. Really strange. Again, not much to the story. Sad that a Cessna 150 crashed, but I don't think that's something you probably think about as you're boarding your flight, that your life is going to end at the top of Whiskey Dick. At the hands of a Whiskey Dick.
I'm looking it up.
Uh-huh. Please do.
I'm looking.
What are you
So within the generation of the area, there was a guy whose his real name was Whiskey Dick Driscoll.
His real name.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And how did such a man come about getting a name like this?
I don't know.
I bet he was a real good time for a little while.
I like it.
Were you aware that U2 opened for themselves at a show back in 1987? And this actually happened here locally in Galveston, the
Really?
great city of Galveston. That's right. They introduced themselves as the Dalton Brothers from Galveston, Texas, and they played country music while disguised in wigs and costumes.
Was there any video of this?
I don't know. You can look it up. The only thing I found was on Reddit. It was one of these blurbs that came up in my soch, and I looked for it, and I just found a link on Reddit, but nothing else that really confirmed it, although it said that they have done it a few times.
Wait, see, I don't really know you two that well.
I'm
and
not
I,
a big
I,
YouTube
I know.
fan. I just love this idea.
I know Bono is made fun of, but I didn't realize there's a guy in the band called The Edge.
Did you know that Bono was born on Whiskey Dick?
Really?
No. Yes, you don't know yes, that's like the guitar player.
I know, but they call him The Edge. He didn't have a name. And then, of course, you have Larry Mullen. It's like, hey, there's Larry. He is not creative enough. He doesn't get his own cool name.
Were you not aware of The Edge, huh?
Yeah. Well, they played. That's funny. I'm
I
surprised.
love this, though, that they came out and tried to pose as a completely different band, playing a different genre. Be like Chris Gaines coming out and opening for Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
Love this. I really would like to know what type of country music they were playing, though. I imagine it was...
It says they did Hank Williams' Lost Highway.
Oh, it's all covers then.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
How they don't have any proof of this. I don't understand.
Yeah, how can you not have proof? It's like somebody had to have taken a picture at some point
Wait. I think I might have found
and
something.
blown their cover. No, but I like this idea, man. This is pretty awesome. Although, do you feel a little gypped if you're the person who paid
Found it.
for the video?
There's a video.
Paid for a ticket?
Here.
Like, wait, this is the same band. Just playing covers.
Look at Bono.
Oh, yeah.
Here,
You showing the onesie?
yeah.
I like his jean jacket.
That must be the Edge right there.
That's not much of a costume. No, that's Bono, sir.
Is that Bono?
Yes,
No, I
because
thought-
it looks
I-
just
I
like
thought
him.
this is Bono.
No, that's him right there. It looks just like him, man. This is hilarious.
No, that's definitely Bono. With the
Well,
hair.
you did admit earlier that you don't know much about U2, so
I don't.
You're very confident in your ignorance there. But it's not much of a costume, so I guess it was a bit. Obviously, people in the stands knew that this was still you too.
Yeah,
kind of a
that's
cool
funny.
bit though. I like
That's
it, man.
funny.
I like it. You know, we talked about Earth Day
Yeah,
earlier, Dick,
we
and
did.
how you failed to celebrate. You didn't even care. In fact, you rolled down your window. And
Threw a
just,
cigarette out.
Just threw a Coke
I bought a whole
can out.
pack of cigarettes. It's like just lit them and threw them. I'm like, Happy
Yeah.
Earth Day.
McDonald's bag right out the
Yeah.
window and said, "Happy
Full
Earth Day."
hamburgers, all of it, like the whole food. And I'm
No,
like,
at least eat the hamburger first, dude.
No,
Have
that
the
sounds-
decency to do that.
that sounds disgusting.
Well, were you aware that just like you and I, that our planet has a ticker that keeps time? That's right, a heartbeat. Earth's geological heartbeat goes off on a regular schedule, albeit with millions of years in between. A new science study in
Is it a frequency?
Geoscience Frontiers magazine, of which I immediately subscribe to.
Cool.
Yeah, it says when scientists from New York University and the Carnegie Institution of Science in Washington, D.C. analyzed 260 million years of geological feedback. Seems like quite a bit to study. They found global geologic events are generally correlated and seemingly come in pulses every 27.5 million years. All right, Dick, I want you to explain and decode what the hell that was I just read.
Well, when I looked up, it just basically says there's certain wavelengths that the
Wavelength,
Earth
yeah.
gives off when it lightnings.
I just don't know how they go back 260 years of geological feedback. I'm not sure that the tools they were using back then were very precise. I don't know, but it's kind of cool. So I don't know when the last one was, but I'm eagerly looking forward to this next Earth heartbeat.
Will it like project the end of days? You think?
Possibly. Oh, I took a screenshot of something the other day I wanted to talk about, and I already forgot now. Look at me. I never do this radio on the fly.
I like it. It's a new Andrew.
Yeah. Were you aware that a smiley face called the triple conjunction will appear in the sky on April 25th? Look up the triple conjunction. It's a once-in-a-lifetime celestial event. I know how much you are into these celestial events happening on Friday
kinda
when this
fun.
show is released. And basically what this is it's two stars side by side with a crescent moon that makes a smiley face. But they call this the triple conjunction.
Cool.
I think you and I need to hold hands and go out and look at the
I like it
triple
all. I
conjunction.
like it all.
All right, buddy. I think it's about time for the quick hit here at the end of the show, man. What say
Okay,
you?
let's do it.
Dick, do you know who Olga Korbut is?
No.
Olga Korbut in the 1972 Summer Olympics game was a 17-year-old Soviet gymnast who introduced a move that would change the landscape of gymnastics forever. During her routine on the uneven bars, Korbut stood up on the high bar, jumped up, did a backflip, then grabbed the bar again while continuing into a swing. It was a stunning display of athleticism and creativity unlike anything in gymnastics had ever seen before. This move was later called the dead loop. It was revolutionary, but it wasn't just about technical skill. It was also about adding acrobatics and a daring routine that traditionally was more about grace and balance. But it was also extremely dangerous and was ultimately outlawed.
Interesting.
The dead loop. It's kind of nuts, man. So if you can picture this, it's a gymnast who on the little uneven bars, you can see the girls spin around and the guys do the uneven bars too. They would stand up on the top of it and do a flip from their feet.
Yeah, here.
Now, I had never seen this because by the time I came of consciousness,
Here it is, right here. I stand up. Woo.
stands up and then does a backflip. But apparently it's really, to me, it doesn't look any more dangerous than the stuff they're doing, but apparently the injuries were.
Because we're gymnastic experts.
Yeah,
here
that's
on
it. Yeah, let me
Audience.
tell you why that doesn't look like a big deal. But the chances for injury to your neck and your back are greater and much higher than doing
Yeah.
just regular uneven bars.
That's cool.
So, Olga Korbut, you are our audience of one onesie of the week.
Good job. Good job.
That's all I got, man.
Well,
Short
it's good
show
to see
this
you.
week, I think.
Yeah,
but
good
whatever.
to see you.
I'm glad you
We'll
got
be
to see
here
me,
next
too.
week. Send in your articles. If you find anything really funny or insane, I love it. Audience1show@gmail.com. Make sure to subscribe to us on our podcast, and then, of course, Lone Star Community Radio on social media and YouTube. And we'll see you next Friday.
Bye-bye.